name in the Old Testament. He had a name here. Why he had to be named again in the New Testament if he was the same God? Why? Why did he get the name Jesus if he was the Jehovah of the Old Testament? Stop kidding yourself. Let me go on. Near the end of the same thing, the same chapter, it says, this is interesting. And Adam knew his wife again, and she bore a son, verse 25, and called his name Seth, for God said, called his name Seth, for God said, she has appointed me another seed instead of Abel, whom Cain slew. And Seth, so what am I reading wrong? And to Seth, correct me up, to him also there was born a son, and he called his name Enos. You know what Enos means? A human being, a mortal being. Can you all bring that up? Yeah. Enos, what does it mean? A man. What the heck was being born before that? Right. And why would you name your son a man? I'll tell you why. Because the beings before that were called Adams, and they were called gods too. And Enos never called the sons and daughters of man. The Enosites. Right in the Bible. They won't put you back to the Hebrew, and you can buy this software and do it in the computer yourself. And kick them back in the butt. Do it, y'all. And now listen to this. Verse 26. Listen to the last line. Read it with me. Then began men to call. Let's go back to verse chapter 4. Right? Chapter 4, verse 1. Got it? And Adam knew Eve, his wife. Right? And she what? Go ahead. Go ahead. I've gotten a man from the Lord. That's in 4. And 5 is the first time they call him the name Lord. Now, wait a minute. How can he be the Lord in 4 and 5 is the first time? The last verse of it is when he first called. The last verse of 4 is when they first start calling on the name of the Lord. Is this a verse out of place? Did someone lie? Are they trying to trick us and play with our soul so they can keep us mentally enslaved in religious bull crap? A little further. Let's open verse 5 and see what happens here. Chapter 5, I'm sorry. This is the what? Bread. You notice the change from Lord to Elohim now? Bring up God, it should be Elohim. They left Lord Yahweh and went to a new thing. And watch what happens here. Because see, if I go back to Genesis 1, can you get back to Genesis 1? And go to God. In the beginning, we have 1-1. This is my dog now. Y'all can't not believe me now. In the beginning, God. And the word God is what? And now we jump to Lord God into Lord, and now we get back to 5 and it starts back on God again, because it's talking about creation again. So that tells us this verse 5 belongs further back, didn't it? And let's see what it says. Back to 5. Number 2, male and female. Could you click on the word male, please? What's his name? What's his name? Go ahead. Adam. Adam is not the man's name. Adam was the whole tribe. I'm going to show it to you. Right down there. You with me? Male and female created he them, and blessed them, and called what? Their name. Eve's name was Adam. gods and sons of men. Right. When you get to Genesis chapter 6, the next verse, it says, and it came to pass when, you know what men is? Bring it up. You get it there? What does it say? When the Adamites, you don't have men there. It's not there. They're lying to you. When the Adamites began to multiply on earth, and what? Daughters was born unto them. Go ahead, which was that? The sons of who? Click on God. Click on God. The sons of Elohim, Genesis 1, Elohim is the God who created everything. Yeah. All human beings are sons and daughters of. Where is Jesus? Right in the Bible, so I look in there and go word for word from the Hebrew and realize these preachers are lying to you. They are misguiding us. And that's the reason why we're all messed up in the head. That's why we get that wrong. People say, well, where did God come from? And no preacher can answer. Who created God? Who are those people? I told you about Cain. He left the presence of God and went to the land of Nod. Right? And there he took a wife. From who? There wasn't nobody on the planet according to your religious Muslim, Christian, and Jewish belief. And that includes Rastafarians too. Y'all believe this Bible crap. Where did Cain take a wife from if nobody was on the planet? And don't quote our doctor. But you call me crazy, man. Crazy like a fox out of The sons of God saw what? That they were? Bring up the word fair. They always say that means nice. No, it doesn't. The Hebrew word for agreeable. No, that they were agreeable. And I know it's a flesh. Isn't it good to look in the Bible and see what it says right in the word for word? I can make this up. You can go buy this software. All right. I will make one of them. We will have our own stuff. Amen to that. And it took them wives of all which they chose. Now guess who pops up again? A different deity. A questionable deity. And the Lord, what did he say? My spirit, my rock, what? For that he also is flesh. How old shall it be? What does it say here? Now, this is speaking about the Spirit of God being in the flesh and living how long? Christians say Jesus died on the cross at 33 years old. Yes or no? Did Jesus live to be 120 or not? So now who is this Son of God? Who is this Spirit of God? Who is in the flesh? Who will live 120 years? Who is it? We know that. The only man in the Bible live 120 years. The only one. And Moses also in Exodus chapter 7, if I can find him, verse about that. They shut down on us, huh? Well, I'll find it. No, they can't. You've only just begun. There you go. Oh, yeah. All right. Y'all with me? Exodus chapter 7, verse 1. And who's back in town? What did he say? Said unto Moses. What? Bring it up. What is the Lord appoint Moses at? Or what? Moses is the one who's back in the beginning with God or Jesus? Moses is called Elohim of God. And they call this small. Don't be looking at that small G. There was no small G's in Hebrew. There is no small G's in Greek. Gimal and Goma. There's no such thing as a small G. So don't run that capital G, small G, big G crap. That's only in the English translation to deceive you. You are the Elohim. You are the children and daughters of God. You ain't mere men. The men in this book are called beasts. Are called beasts of the field. Those are the evil beings who walk amongst you. All races. Mixing amongst us. Disagreeables. They were not agreeable. So the gods that came down from the stars didn't want nothing to do with the one that was disagreeable. They only wanted the one that was said there that was. They took them and married the agreeable one. The word evil in there is the same word, disagreeable. When it says in Genesis, now the man has become like one of us, to know good from evil, watch Genesis chapter 3, and then around 26 of it is. You know, y'all. 22. And, is it on the board? And the Lord, go ahead, y'all. Let's see what good is. Okay, well, that's evil. Wrong. Now let's see good. Same word as fair. The being that came from beyond the stars when Jesus said, in my Father's house there are many mansions. Go to the New Testament, please. Go to Matthew chapter 6, please. Because I want Jesus to tell us where his Father's at. Woo! Alright? I want Matthew chapter 6, our Father who art. I'm not looking at this house, y'all about that. I'm on new age. New age religion out here. Homeboy wants to go with us, brother. Yeah, lose the boy to fool. The old brother there when the shit comes, I want to go with him. Let me tell you, he's walking. Sit right next to me. Our Father who art in heaven. Click on heaven. What word is there? Where is that? Orenos. Orion. Nothing about any dictionary, and you can find Orion star. 3 stars of Orion Mount. Jesus told them, my Father's in Orion stars. There are many stars in up there. Many houses up there. If it wasn't the truth, he said, I wouldn't tell you. He said to them, you are from beneath. I'm going back up. I'm going to prepare a place for you, that where I am, you may be on. That's all right. But all hell is breaking loose on the earth. That's right. But all the plagues of Revelations are starting to manifest. Come on. Earthquakes, pestilence, disease, nation against nation, family against family, destruction, hate, racism, and all the evils of the disagreeable beings who came to this planet. As reptilians, let's go on to Genesis chapter 3, and let's get a picture of this character. Got it? Genesis chapter 3, verse 1. Y'all with me? Watch them side of heads out. Click on circle. What does it say? What does it translate as? Keep going down. Yeah, down. You see it. Whisper. times, you can whisper and he don't hear you, because you can step out of his presence and go to the Bible. If you get out of his presence in the land of Nod, you can talk about it. He can't hear. That's why the devil is called a whisperer. We know there's no snake walking on the planet that can talk. Right? And he can talk in snake language. Eve would have to be a snake to understand. Right. That was a man there. That was a man called Sin. I showed you he was a man. A he called Sin. From a race of reptilians. You hear me? A group of disagreeable beings who gave this planet. Oh man. That guy out there believes he's from another planet. That guy out there believes in UFOs. Jimmy Carter and Jimmy Bush. Sorry, not Jimmy Bush. George Bush both believe and made public that they believe in UFOs. The government has a project called Project Bluebird that the Pentagon and finance. They believe in UFOs. They haven't figured out who's cutting the crop circles, who's mutilating the cows, who's abducting these people, and why the people all over the planet are seeing the same little beings. You understand that? But they'll tell you, I'm crazy, because I'm preparing you to watch out for those malicious beings. Those little devils. You want to make other human beings on earth devils. You want to call somebody who oppresses you the devil. You got some real devils to worry about. Coming to this planet with chromosomes and breed people that look like you but think like them. Walking amongst us, the rebel rousers, the troublemakers, the liars, the writers of the Bible, the deceivers, teaching you of a false Jesus. Telling you some clouds are going to open up and Jesus going to lie down a white horse to your butt. Some mythological junk. Because they don't want you to know the truth.
Okay. And there it's clear that it's Arabic language and Hebrew language. I'd like to know which one of those languages, came first, and how can I see this and prove this through the scriptures?
Neither one of those languages came first.
Neither one.
Neither one of them, because Arabic and Hebrew are the same language. They are dialects of the same language. See? And the language that the scriptures have come was Syriac Arabic, or Syriac Hebrew, the Phoenician language that Father Abraham or Ibrahim spoke. And they called him an Arab, not in relation to who's in Saudi Arabia today, but because the word Arab in the language meant a person who wandered from place to place or moved around. Because in Arabic, when we see Araba, we call a car an Araba. A car is Arabiya. It's something that drives around. You understand? And so when Ibrahim and his family, when they Nahr, when they crossed over the river of Euphrates and Tigris, the people who was in the valley called the Phoenicians, when he left old Judea, called him Abra, to come from one side to the next, which later became known as Hebrew. You understand? When he migrated up to the land of Haran, wandering, setting up altars, they said he is a Arab, one who moves from place to place. As he raised his flocks in different places, they called him here Bedouini, camel raisers and sheep raisers. As history holds it, man with ignorance has now turned these into tribes. These are Bedouins, these are Arabs, these are Hebrews, when they were all the same people in the time of Abraham and speaking the same language. So it's not whether Arabic or Hebrew came first. Arabic and Hebrew are the same language. So when you go down to the Hebrew language, alif, ba, right, ta, gimal, dal, ha, when you go to the language, and alif, ba, ta, tha, jim, ha, kha, in Arabic, you got the same language. There is no P in Hebrew, there is no J in Hebrew. They've added a P and they added a J when it became Yiddish. You see? Which is a combination of other European languages. The original Hebrew and the original Arabic are the exact same language, and they both come from our father, Ibrahim. And Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala so knew this that in the Quran, He directs Muslims to follow Abraham's religion. Throughout the Quran, when Muslims maliciously, after the Prophet Muhammad, have turned and made a new religion, and it's become Muhammad's religion. And they worship hadith and books of men, when the Quran openly is telling them to follow Abraham's religion, which would mean that all of the covenants that apply to Bani Israel would apply to Bani Ismail. It would be the same family again. They would have come back together under one covenant. You follow? But egotistical human beings who want to be leaders have split the family of Abraham again. And thus you have people calling themselves Arabs, and you have people calling themselves Israelis, etc. That's just the work of Shaitan again, just as busy as he could be, with no silsila, no root to any truth or fact, just their opinion about what they think English translations of the Quran are saying. And it's a sad thing, because many souls are getting lost by ignorant people who want to be leaders. Leaders are not made, they are born.
Shukran, Imam. Assalamu alaikum.
Assalamu alaikum. I was wondering if you can show me all the quotes in the Bible where where the Creator introduced other prophets as His only Son.
Go to Psalms 2.
Okay.
This is talking to David. You know David, the father of Solomon,
Yes.
who received the Psalms? Make note of what he says. Why do the heathens rage and the people imagine a vain thing? The kings of the earth set themselves, and the rulers take counsel together against the Lord and against His anointed, saying, now stop. When you see the word anointed, that's the Hebrew word Misha, or a Missa, or a Messiah. Here they're calling David a Messiah. Okay? Now what do they say? Let us break their bonds asunder and cast away their cords from us. The kings of the earth and the rulers of the earth set out to destroy Israel. The kings of the earth and the rulers of the earth did not set out to destroy Jesus. Just the Romans. You follow that? And they had emperors, not kings. So that's another one. Go on. Number 4. He that sitteth in heaven shall laugh. The Lord shall have them in derision. The Heavenly Father is laughing at these people who try to destroy Israel, and he'll have them doing, in derision, going all kind of crazy ways. 5. Then shall he speak unto them in his wrath, and vex them in his sore displeasure. Then the Almighty will send a wrath down on them, right, and vex them. The Roman Empire did not get a wrath down on them during the period of time of Jesus' crucifixion. In fact, according to Christians, after that, all the disciples started getting persecuted and burnt and tied and right. So this means it's still talking about, I'm just showing you how this can't be talking about Jesus. Now we go on to 6. Yet I have set my king upon his holy mountain of Zion. Whatever that is, the Lord says he put his king. What was David called? King David. And he was over the new city of Jerusalem at the time. That's not the city of Revelation. David had the temple of Solomon originally built. And that was the first Zion. Okay? We're still talking about David. I will declare a decree. The Lord hath said unto me. Now he's talking David in the first person. What does it say there? Read it to me.
Thou art my son.
The,
And this day have I begotten thee.
that's the same quote that Christians use for Jesus. Right? But this is talking about David, not Jesus. This is before Jesus was even conceived. Ask of me, and I shall give thee the heathen for thine inheritance, and the uttermost part of the earth for thy possession. And they said about Israel that they were spread to the uttermost parts of the earth. Go on. Thou shalt break them with a rod of iron. Thou shalt dash them in pieces like the potter's vessel. Jesus did none of those things. Correct? Yeah. 10. Be wise. Now, therefore, O kings, talking to Israel, be instructed, ye judges of the earth, talking to the judges that are mentioned in the book of Israel, the kings, and then the book of Judges, you follow? Yes. Serve the Lord with fear and rejoice with trembling. Kiss the Son, talking about David again, because he was the king. Lest he be angry and he perish from the way, because he had the power to put you to death, is what Israel would do if you disobeyed the king. When his wrath is kindled, but a little. Blessed are all they that put their trust in him. Now read the next line, what does it say? A psalm of David, when he fled from Absalom's son. It goes on to give you another psalm. Let's go on to the third. You follow? Yes. So there's a direct quote where David is called the begotten of the Father. Now let's go back to Genesis, to pluralize it. Genesis chapter 6, right? And it came to pass when men began to multiply on the face of the earth, and daughters were born unto them, correct?
Yes.
What happened?
That the sons of God.
Go back and read that third word again.
The sons of God.
Is that plural?
Yes.
That's right. That the sons of God saw what?
The daughters of men that they were fed.
Now go down and read number 4.
There were giants in the earth in those days, and also after that, when the sons of God came unto the daughters of men.
Now here the Bible again is saying God has more than one son. Correct?
Yes.
We can go on to the lindacy of Jesus according to the Bible in the book of Luke, and we're going to get where they call Adam the son of God. Luke chapter 3 verse 38. You got it? Give it time. Now, if you would have read all before this, it starts giving you the son of this, who's the son of this, who's the son of that, who's the son of this, right?
Yes.
Then when you get down to 38, which says, which was the son of Enos, which was the son of Seth, which was the son of who?
Adam.
Who was what?
Son of God.
You understand?
Yes.
This can go on and on throughout the Bible. They don't know what they're talking about. They made this up. Now, if people want to understand what they mean that Jesus is the Son of God, then they should ask. Because it has a lot to do with the languages of the Scriptures. You follow?
Yes.
And when they translate into English, they only have one word for son. And you all use it so many different ways. You have S-U-N, of course, which is the genetic, it's not the genetic son, but S-O-N is used so much out of context. Now, a boy who's adopted by a man is called his what?
Son.
And a boy who's conceived by a man is called his
Son.
But in Hebrew, in the Semitic languages, it's not the same word. See, when a boy is conceived by someone, he's called walid. Wa-la-da. Okay? But when he is adopted, he's called ibn. Or ibnu, son of. And whenever they speak about Jesus or anybody in the Bible other than the angels, they use ibn Allah, the son of by adoption. When they speak of the angels, they use awlad sometimes because they were conceived out of Allah's life. You see? That's the trick. In the language, a minor language translation problem is where they got all this confusion. Was Jesus